Okay, so get this, right? Picture this Los Angeles last weekend. There's this art exhibition going on.
Okay.
Sounds pretty normal so far, right? Landscape, still lifes, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, not quite. Turns out the big draw is this giant sculpture
Oh.
of former President Trump's head. And get this, people are kicking it around like a soccer ball.
Wow.
Yeah, wild, right?
That's something else.
And this is the work of In Decline.
Right, right. They're the ones.
They've got this rep for these really bold, in-your-face kind of pieces.
Yeah, no kidding. Remember that naked Trump statue a few years back? Caused quite a stir.
Oh, yeah, the one.
Zach Bagans snapped it up, didn't he?
That's the one. And let's not forget that Curb Your Enthusiasm billboard thing they pulled.
Oh, man, they know how to get people talking.
For sure. But what's the message here? Beyond just, the spectacle of it all.
Well, it's interesting. This isn't just some random stunt. They're tapping into a long history of activist art, using these powerful images to make you stop and think about power, about politics,
Yeah.
and about how we react to it all.
It's not just making a statement.
Not at all.
It's about making you feel something.
Exactly.
Well,
And maybe, just maybe, making you look at things a little differently.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. And they're definitely not afraid of stirring things up. They actually did this Freedom Kick project back in 2020.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, down at the U.S.-Mexico border.
Wow.
Can you imagine people kicking these Trump head soccer balls around?
Talk about loaded imagery.
Right. And they said back then it was about, resetting the game of American politics, challenging all the division and the rhetoric. But it's 2024 now. We've had 2 presidential elections since then.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, has anything really changed?
Right. Like, have we actually moved on? Or are we just replaying the same old political dramas?
Yeah, exactly.
Bringing back Freedom Kick. Now, it's like they're saying, hey, remember all that stuff we were worried about? It's still here. The same anxieties, the same anger, still bubbling under the surface.
And it feels like that's reflected in another piece that really caught my eye. It's at a gallery called Subliminal Projects, also in LA.
Okay.
And, well, it's not for the easily offended. It's a life-sized nude statue of Trump.
Oh, wow.
But there's more. He's got this bloody bandage over his... Well, you get the picture.
Yikes. That's intense.
Yeah, no kidding. So, what's the deal with that? Where does that kind of art fit in?
Well, I mean, it's satire, right? But, the really hard-hitting kind.
Okay.
It's like a political cartoon, but in 3D. Exaggerated, grotesque even.
Yeah.
But there's a point to it. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because that discomfort can make you think.
Makes sense.
It forces you to confront the image, what it represents. Power, masculinity, even vulnerability.
And it's hard not to think about all this, especially with everything else that's been going on.
That's true, yeah.
We've had those 2 assassination attempts on Trump this year, politicians from both sides calling for unity. And yet, here we are, confronted by these raw, visceral images.
Right. So it begs the question, what role does art play in all of this?
Right.
Does it just hold up a mirror to our messy reality? Or can it actually help us bridge the divides?
It's a tough one. It feels like art has this power, to make us feel, to make us think.
Absolutely.
But can it actually bring people together? Or is it just going to become another battleground in our super polarized world? I don't know. It's something to think about for sure.
Yeah, it really is. It's an ongoing conversation and one worth having, I think.
Definitely. Something to chew on.